I'm Daria, the artist who paints on clothes.
It's the right time to challenge myself.
Hey there, my name is Lilith and I'm the creator behind fashion art label Zigenthaler, based in Melbourne, Australia. Hey there, my name is Lilith and I'm the creator behind fashion art label Zigenthaler, based in Melbourne, Australia. And today I'm coming to you with the most exciting video ever, and that is my first ever artist collaboration. Woo! And it is with the incredibly talented Daria from her YouTube channel Daria Creative. We both have YouTube channels with similar content, so it just seemed perfect for us to have a collaboration. She lives on the other side of the world, which is just crazy. This whole collaboration was done over emails, over Google Drive, the internet and everything. So this is a clothes customization challenge where basically the two of us, two artists, come together and we're going to be customizing a particular clothing item under one sort of set brief. The item we're going to be customizing is a hoodie. I've been wanting to do something to do with hoodies on my channel for a while. And yes, basically our brief for this challenge is psychedelic. We're just trying to make it sort of like a cool little game show or like a customization game, but we're not really competing. It's just more so being able to come together, be creative, be motivated, appreciate each other's ideas, and make new awesome artist connections. So without further ado, sit back, relax, and enjoy the very first video of the Clothes Customization Challenge collaboration. So I've heard that Daria's is white and she's going to be dyeing it. That's the only thing I know about her hoodie, but I bought a lovely mustard one. This is a very interesting color. I have not painted something this color before. I sort of wanted to stray away from white just because I have painted a white hoodie before. What I'm going to do starting off is I'm going to do a really sort of trippy sort of circle design up this sleeve because I'm very into asymmetrical patterns and asymmetrical designs. There is a TikTok I saw of a girl that did this amazing black and white pattern on jeans, and it was very trippy. It was sort of like this. So I've just sort of tried to recreate that on this piece of paper, and what I want to do is I'm going to put that just as like a sort of basic in the background design. I'm going to do it up one sleeve. I was going to initially do this pattern in bleach, but I just don't have bleach. I haven't experimented with it enough to sort of know how it's going to turn out. I'm just going to play it safe and we're just going to do it with this lemon yellow light fabrics. So we're going to start off with that. So with this project I am using my normal fabric paint that I always go to, and that's Cetacolor Opaque, but this in particular is a line of light fabric paints which is under their Cetacolor Opaque range, but it's just for lighter fabrics like t-shirts and jumpers and not so much denim jackets, and I've just got a couple of colors like that. That's what this lemon yellow color was, but as you can see I did switch over to a texture instead, and I will talk about that later on. I'm really glad that I actually started out with this pattern just because I realized that I liked it a lot and I incorporate it into the rest of my hoodie and my design, but it was just really good to experiment with the thicknesses of the lines and the different organic shapes I could make just to create a really psychedelic feel to the hoodie. Okay, so I've just finished the first sleeve. I did start out with the yellow, but then I just sort of changed my mind and didn't like it. So then I went to black because I do actually have a Cetacolor marker pen that I bought a couple years ago for denim jackets, but I didn't like it because it wasn't very striking on the denim. But on something like a hoodie where the fabric is much more softer and the lines can be a lot more softer, it's actually perfect. And I actually really like this design a lot. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to incorporate these patterns in the rest of my artwork. So the basis of my design is inspired by psychedelic music. I am a musician and I love psychedelic music as well, so I'm actually going to be using the sort of skull logo from the band The Grateful Dead. It's an American rock band that sort of was around during the psychedelic era. I just really like the skull and the sort of aesthetic it was, so I'm going to put that on the front of the hoodie. And the skull is wearing a flower crown. I'm going to add a couple of mushrooms as well, just to make it my own. And then what I'm going to be doing is adding rays of light coming out from the skull's crown, and I'm going to be doing that same trippy pattern that I did up the sleeve coming out of its head. Sounds weird when I describe it, but if you just keep on watching, you will know what I mean. And I'm also just making sure to use my fabric chalk to map out my areas before I use my fabric paint to minimize any mistakes. So there's the Grateful Dead psychedelic skeleton, and then you will see I've got all of these lines going up, so those are going to be just the rays that are going to go up and around the back, and I've just mapped out the different colors I'm going to put. I just wanted to stick with a basic sort of rainbow sequence, so that's what that is. So we've just got normal orange here, fluorescent yellow that we used on the bottom here. It'll just sort of match up, and that's the middle one, which is good. Spring green here. I did have a dark blue, but I sort of wanted to lift the color a little bit because it was a little bit too dark. So I decided to go with this, and I think it'll just pop against this color. So now we're just going to basically paint this type of pattern, but with these colors all around here. So this is me now painting on the rays of light with all the different colors, but using the same pattern that I did up the sleeve. I think this pattern is really effective because it does also use the negative space, so the places I don't paint on, and that still aids the design. You want to be able to do designs like this when you paint on hoodies or t-shirts, because if you do paint a massive surface area of fabric paint, especially if the fabric paint is thick, it can actually weigh down the t-shirt or the hoodie a lot. I try to, whenever I paint on hoodies, try to make basic designs, use a lot of lines in my artwork, and not fill in a lot, and not actually paint a massive surface area. So I was a bit unsure of what to do on the back, and I decided I am just going to paint a little quote on the back from one of my favourite bands, which is Tame Impala. I'm going to be using the name of a track from their album Currents, and that is New Person, Same Old Mistakes. And this is me again with my fabric chalk. Make sure to watch my video 5 things you need to know before painting your denim jacket. This is one of the tips I mentioned. You can't really see the lines on this hoodie, but that's good. You're not supposed to see them. That is for me, the artist. It is my trick for making sure that my work is very in line and in proportion. So I tend to use this trick whenever I'm writing words, just because it does help me make sure that when I do bubble writing or some other font, that all of the letters are lined up properly and they're all the same size. I did this in a really cool 70s, 60s font that I think is used a lot in band posters of the time. So I think it really just sort of suited the aesthetic for this hoodie. And even if you don't know the band Tame Impala or don't understand the reference, I think that this quote just by itself also just represents the rebellious counterculture in the psychedelic era, and I think it just suits the hoodie really well. I'm really happy how this turned out, and I love the white outline as well. I might go in there with some black now, just so I can really emphasize the letters and just like all the little swirls inside the letters. And then I'm going to continue the colorful psychedelic waves at the front of the jumper over the shoulders. So we're just gonna crack on with the rest of this hoodie. So this is me now outlining the letters. This was very satisfying, especially colouring in all of the little black lines and swirls in the middle of the letters. I did start off with the texture, but I realised that the texture was actually beginning to run out, and I don't really know if I'll have time to get another one. So I just went in with some Colour opaque light fabric black and just outlined using that, just because I'm going to be putting black and yellow swirls down the other sleeve of the hoodie. I know I said I was going to do something asymmetrical, but I decided I'm going to do it down the other sleeve as well, and I just wanted the soft black texture strokes to match on both sleeves. And then I just copied the same colours that I did on the other sleeve, so yellow down by the lower sleeve and then black up towards the shoulder. And I also just think that the black is really good at just sort of disconnecting all the crazy colours from the torso, but then also having a bit of yellow down the bottom of the sleeve I think is really cute. And it just matches as well the yellow that's coming up in the middle of the front and the back of the hoodie. So it worked out in the end, even though it was a mistake. Even though technically this hoodie was a lot of painting time, a lot of it was just replicating this pattern, and it was actually quite therapeutic in a sense, so I really enjoyed making this hoodie. It also just gives the hoodie a very sort of intricate feel, and I really love lots and lots of cool details, and that's what I think I achieved here with this hoodie. So as you can see here, I've just got it propped up on a mannequin, and I'll just be able to fill in this space here. And also just doing it on the other side here with the green. So next up, we're going to go back to the skeleton. I just did some basic shading before, but now I'm going to go in with black just because he's looking a little sad. And yeah, this is usually my favorite part of the artwork, is when you do put in all of the end details that sort of make everything come together. I did add the little rosebuds as well, but I did that after I did the rays of light, just because it would be easier to paint on top of them rather than painting the swirly pattern around the rosebuds. And yeah, and then I just went through and shaded the whole skeleton, and I think it just acts as an amazing centerpiece, and I'm really proud of it. And it's also just a really good, even the type of painting that was required for this just really works on a hoodie, like lots of shading and lots of texture through brush strokes, as opposed to very clean cut lines and shapes. So I've just finished the hoodie completely. I'm so excited. I'm feeling a little bit brain dead, so I'm super excited to just have a good night's sleep tonight. And then I'm basically just gonna do a little photo shoot and film the great reveal video, because I will then be sending that to Daria, and then we'll be reacting to each other's hoodies, which I'm so excited about. So everyone, I hope that people recognize the different references in the hoodie. If not, that's fine. I'm sure if you're a psychedelic music fan, you will be able to decipher them. In general, it still is a pretty good, aesthetically pleasing hoodie and design, so I'm super happy, and I can't wait to show everyone.
That is definitely what I expected to see. Like so many colors, like this pattern. You did a great job, Lilith. And it has some of these vibes because of the color of the hoodie, such as the yellow, then some of this font. Okay, new person, same old mistake. It's great. And I love that this pattern connects front side and back side. It took a lot of time definitely to create this pattern, but it was worth it. That is what I call the possibilities of customization, because with one theme we created so different, absolutely different designs, and both of them are so interesting and great, of course. Thank you, Lilith, for this collaboration. It's been so great, it's been so fun, and I just loved this experience.
Okay, so it is my turn to watch Daria's hoodie reveal, and I'm very, very excited. Let's have a look. So that's the end of the video. I really hope that you enjoyed this collaboration. It has been such an amazing experience going through it, and Daria has been such an amazing person to work with, and I really hope that in the future we can probably do some more of this, or I don't know, I can somehow maybe fly over to Europe and we can do some sort of collaboration in person. That definitely might be on the cards. Go subscribe to her channel. She does amazing videos. She pumps out a lot of videos, and she's got so many tips if you want to get into this whole clothes customization, painting on jackets, painting on clothes, sustainable fashion sort of business. Make sure to subscribe to my channel as well, just to make sure that you keep up to date with what I'm doing. I'd love to do some more collaborations like this, and it's definitely on the horizon. So if you enjoyed this video, be prepared for more. But yes, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.